कर्मणेवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफल हेतुर्भूर्मा ते संगोस्त्व कर्मणि.
Meaning, you have the right to perform your duty, but not to the fruits of your actions. Never think yourself the cause of the results, and never be attached to inaction. This powerful teaching from Krishna reminds us, life is about action, not about clinging to results. Success or failure, victory or defeat, those are not in our control. What is in our control is sincere effort. But to understand why Krishna gave this wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita, we must return to where it all began, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra over 5,000 years ago, with a warrior named Arjuna. This idea becomes clearer once we understand Arjuna's struggle in chapter 1. The Bhagavad Gita is not just a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, it is an eternal wisdom handed down through ages. Krishna first spoke this divine science to the sun god Vivasvan. From him, it came to Manu, the father of mankind, and then to King Ikshvaku. But as centuries passed, this pure chain of knowledge weakened. To revive it, Krishna personally spoke again, to Arjuna, his devotee and friend. From Arjuna, the wisdom flowed through saints, teachers, and sages, preserved in the parampara, the disciplic succession. In every age, true teachers carry this message, and in our modern times, Srila Prabhupada brought the Gita to the entire world, so that anyone, anywhere, can receive its guidance. The Mahābhārata tells the story of two families, the Pandavas and the Kauravas. The Pandavas stood for truth, justice, and dharma. The Kauravas stood for ambition, envy, and greed. When peace talks failed, war became inevitable. On the sacred land of Kurukshetra, the two greatest armies of the age assembled. But Kurukshetra is more than a battlefield. It is the Dharmakshetra, the field of righteousness. And just as they fought there, we too fight battles within ourselves, between right and wrong, duty and desire. The Gita opens with a question. Blind King Dhritarashtra asks his minister Sanjaya, "O Sanjaya, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do, assembled in the holy land of Kurukshetra?" Sanjaya, blessed with divine vision, describes the mighty scene. Conches blow, arrows are ready, warriors roar. The greatest war of all time is about to begin. Amidst this tension, Arjuna turns to his friend Krishna, who is serving as his charioteer. "Take my chariot between the two armies, Krishna," he says, "so that I may see those who stand against me." Krishna drives the chariot right to the heart of the battlefield, in front of Bhishma, Arjuna's beloved grandfather, and Drona, his revered teacher. What Arjuna sees shakes him to the core. These are not strangers before him, they are his own kin, his elders, his teachers, his friends. Arjuna's hands tremble, his body weakens, his mind reels. He says to Krishna, "What use is victory if it comes at the cost of killing my family? I see no good in this battle. My body shakes, my bow slips, my very will to fight is gone." The mighty warrior Arjuna, undefeated in battle, collapses into despair. This is Arjuna Viṣāda Yoga, the Yoga of Despondency. Why does the Gita begin with despair? Because Arjuna's crisis is our crisis. Life often puts us in situations where duty clashes with emotion. A parent torn between career and family, a leader weighed down by responsibility, a student paralyzed by fear of failure. Swami Prabhupada explains, Arjuna's compassion was noble, but his weakness, if unchecked, would lead to neglect of his duty. The Gita begins with despair to show us, weakness is not the end. It is the beginning of transformation, if we seek higher guidance. So what do we learn from chapter 1? First, even the strongest among us can feel weak. Think of a successful business leader, confident, powerful in public, but silently battling stress and anxiety at night. Just like Arjuna, strength on the outside doesn't mean we're never vulnerable inside. Second, emotional struggles are part of being human. A student preparing for exams may suddenly freeze, not because of lack of knowledge, but because of fear of failure. A doctor may hesitate during a crucial surgery, not from lack of skill, but from the weight of responsibility. These moments mirror Arjuna's trembling on the battlefield. Third, despair can be transformed if we seek higher guidance. When people go through personal loss, career setbacks, or family conflicts, many find relief not in running away but in turning to wisdom, whether through prayer, meditation, mentors, or spiritual study. This is exactly what Arjuna does. He opens his heart to Krishna. And finally, the greatest lesson, Arjuna's surrender to Krishna. He admits, I cannot do this alone. Guide me. In our lives too, when human strength fails, divine wisdom begins. Sometimes admitting, I don't know what to do, is not weakness. It's the most powerful step toward clarity.
यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहं परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे.
Meaning, whenever righteousness declines and unrighteousness rises, I manifest myself. To protect the virtuous, to destroy the wicked, and to re-establish Dharma, I appear age after age. These words are Krishna's eternal promise. In times of despair, guidance will come. Just as Arjuna found his Krishna, we too can find strength when life feels like a battlefield. Chapter 1 teaches us about weakness. In the next chapter, Krishna finally speaks, and his words will reveal the true nature of the soul, duty, and eternal wisdom. And so, the first chapter ends with Arjuna setting aside his bow, refusing to fight. The warrior has become a seeker. This is where the Gita truly begins, because in the next chapter, Krishna finally speaks. And his words will change not just Arjuna, but the destiny of the world. Stay with me in this journey, as we explore Chapter 2, the Yoga of Knowledge, where Krishna reveals the eternal truths of life, the soul, and duty. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. This is Guide to Wealth, where powerful ideas meet practical action.